Hi guys and welcome back. So today we're going to be building a sick ass low KV motor testing quad. Now I lost my original motor testing quad the other day, and the reason why I'm not flying anything is because I just ordered a GoPro and I'm waiting for it to come in because I lost the whole quad with everything. But somebody somehow found the battery for me, but everything else is missing. Anyways, that's not the topic. So today we're going to be building the GepRC Mark2 7-inch. Now, why did I go with the 7-inch? So this is going to be an all-around good testing quad for us. The frame is beautiful. I have the 6-inch running some Tico 32 ESCs, and I'm planning on making that as my new motor testing quad for like regular 5-inch, regular high KV, those kinds of motors. And this one's going to be my low KV testing quad. This is what I want to do with this here. So let's talk about some of the components that we're going to be using. Obviously for frame, we're going to be using the GepRC Mark2 7-inch. This comes in 5, 6, and 7. Flies insane. Now, at least the 6-inch flies beautiful. Sorry about that. Now for stack, this is pretty interesting. The stack, I'm going to be using the HGLRC Titan, I think. Titan or T-Rex. I'll leave it linked down below. So basically, it's a 4-in-1 ESC, and it is a F4 flight controller. So this is meant for, in theory, what they're going with this stack here, why it's so expensive, is to run low KV 6S builds here. And this is also, we will be testing that low KV 6S lipos here. Also, we'll just stick 5-inch props on this guy and see how well it performs. So, in theory, we're going to be testing this 7-inch frame. I know it's good. GepRC always makes good stuff. Right now, for motors, we're going to be using the F40 Pros 2 1600 kV. And we're going to be using the HGLRC stack. And we're going to use that new Akk sick VTX, which I saw a video of a guy getting 25 kilometers of range. This is the ultimate version. However, for regulations, I will not be putting it that high. I'll only put it for like 100 or 200. I don't need it that high anyways. But yeah. So yeah, this is the stack we're going to be using. For receiver, to be honest, the XM Plus for me, since it even dropped in price, it's the best receiver for FR Sky. Cheap, tiny, put it wherever the hell you could put it, and you're good to go. I do have the TBS Crossfire, and I still haven't even tested its range, but I really don't care, to be honest. Eventually, with the Hakcrc that we'll be building, I'll do that. But yeah, the XM Plus, these are very good. All I pick up is XM Plus now because they're just so tiny, and I don't have any issues with them. Camera, I salvaged the Runcam Swift. These are like the Foxeer clones. Those are like $20. Any camera is $20, and I know it's a good brand. It's a CCD. I usually pick up. I'm a bit different than you. Some people like quality. I like all around price because I do break cameras. I do break a lot of lenses. I go for a good price, good quality, and at the same time make sure there's a good light transition and exposure transition between, you know, when you're looking up at the sky and then you look back down or going through trees. I like to have a good wide dynamic range system in them, and these are very good and very cheap and just beautiful. The quality isn't the best, but to be honest, when I'm flying, I really don't even care about the quality. It's all about your goggles, really. With the HD3s, my Fat Shark HD3s, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You could see a little bit of difference. You could probably see the little leaf on the tree a little bit better, but you know, overall, yeah, it's up to you. It's a personal preference. I like to go cheap and good. So this is my cheap, good alternative. And I think I've been talking too much. So yeah, am I missing anything else? Nope, I'm not. So let's go ahead and get started. First, I'm going to prepare everything. We are going to start soldering the VTX. We're also going to start soldering the camera and the receiver to the flight controller, and then we'll get started with the motors. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, so before we begin, let's talk a little bit about this flight controller stack. It's pretty nice and it's very good. It's going to keep the overall build very clean because we don't have to worry about supplying the flight controller with power or the ESC signal or the current sensing. All that is done with this wire here. So what we can do is just basically leave this for later, and we just start installing camera, VTX, and receiver here, and we're done with the flight controller. Now you need to take something into consideration with this flight controller. You do not have pads for ESC signals. So when you I don't know if you could even purchase this alone, you're going to have to use wires, these wires. So it'll be very nasty and chaotic. So it's best to get the stack. Now I'm debating whether to use, because they also provided us with a low ASR capacitor. As you could tell, the 4-in-1 ESC here does not have much filtration going on for it. And I'm thinking of just leaving it raw and then taking a soldering iron with me to the field and then sticking a low ASR capacitor there. But we'll figure it out as we go. I usually change my mind in specific areas. So let's go ahead and get started. So first, let's start with the receiver. It's very simple. It's very laid out for us. I really like that. Hopefully the camera is going to focus good here. All right. There we go. So as you can see, we have S-bus, ground, and 5 volts. So let's go ahead and set that up. Already prepared the wires just so we could save as much time as possible for everyone. However, you know, I should have made the wires a little bit longer, but we'll figure that out later. So let's just prepare the pads now then. So let's go ahead and do that. So here's the S-bus. This is where our signal is going to go, and this is where our power for our receiver. And I remember I saw PPM. This even runs PPM, as you can tell. It's right there in that corner. You got spectrum and some other things also. So alright, so that's good here. What else do we need? We don't need anything from this side. Motor 6 is here. There's camera, ground, and 5 volt. So we have camera. This would be our camera wire, the yellow wire. So let's go ahead and set that up there. Just going to prepare the pads here for it. The pads are pretty well spaced apart. I really do like that. So it seems like it's going to be a pretty good board. I mean, it's a good board in overall layout and design process. So it is something different. I think they're designing their own. I'm not sure, but it seems that way because I haven't seen anything in the same kind of layout. Because usually everything is just rebranded nowadays. So there we go. So here's our VTX. This is where our out will go. This is the yellow wire to the VTX here. Battery plus and battery minus. So take this into consideration here. You know how I said I'm going to put a 6S on this? So I need to make sure that my VTX will also be able to take a 6S battery, 6S voltage. So yeah, because this will always give the VTX whatever it's getting from the battery. So take that into consideration and be very careful with that. If you had one that runs on 5 volts, just stick it on 5 volt. And if you have one that runs, let's just say for example, 12 volt maximum, and you're gonna fly a 4S, you're gonna need a voltage regulator. So yeah, so take that into consideration. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the soldering the, what is it called? The S-bus here. So I already know my wires. Yellow is the signal. And let's just do that. Okay, perfect. Black is ground. So we're going to be running, I usually like to run D8 because it's a little bit faster. There isn't a missed frame in the data from my testing. D8 always runs faster. You can only run 8 channels, but we really don't need more than 8 channels, do we? So there we go. Beautiful. So now our receiver is done here. So let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and grab the camera wires, which are these. Let me just double check here. You know what I love about Runcam? They give you so much extra things in the packaging. It's insane. Like they give you a whole new cover just in case you strip these piece of crap plastic sides. Oh my god, this pissed me off. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people know what I'm talking about. So just double check if this was the correct wire. So yeah, it seems like it. Is it going to go in? Yep. In the color. Double check always. You know, something very important because one time this happened to me. I don't know how it happened. I don't remember even what it was. But once we get it to focus here, something's up with my autofocus. I think because I dropped the camera. Double check the colors of your wires here. Because sometimes it could be completely wrong, which can really ruin it. So the red could be actually ground and the black could be the power. So just always double check them. I always double check them no matter what. Just in case, because that could just ruin your whole day, really. You know, you're like, oh, I'm going to build it. I have 5 hours. I build it in 2 hours. And then I go fly. Next, you know, you burn the camera and you're sitting there just pissed off. And then you have to start looking and then just calculating how much money you got left and what camera to get and which one will get here quicker. Oh, yeah, that's happened to me at least. I'm pretty sure it'll happen to some of you out there once you start getting into this more and more. All right, so there our camera's going to go. So the yellow wire is going to go right there. So let's go ahead and set that up right there. And should be good. I want to try to make this video fast because, or as fast as possible, with as much information as possible. Because some people don't have time, you know? Don't have time at all. Sometimes I really like long videos if I wanted to go to sleep. Put a nice long video just to watch and then go to sleep on it. Alright, so there we go. Our camera's installed. Perfect now. Great. So what's the next step here? The next step is to fix up the camera a little bit, I think. Alright guys, so let's take a look at the VTX now. So like I said, we're using the Akk FX2 Ultimate. Now this comes in two flavors. It comes in a stackable version and a non-stackable, and they're both exactly the same. Just this stuff will be on the other side. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look here. So we have the wires installed, and I really like how they do this. They separate them for you. So if you want to, that's it, you get your power here, and you do what you want here. So as you can tell right there, they have the 7 to 26 volts, so this should in theory take a 6S, so we're going to be good on that perspective. Ground is going to be the second wire, which is the second wire down here. Video is the yellow wire, and then ground, and it even has a 5 volt, and it has smart audio. Now, do I want to install smart audio? I don't think so. I don't think this time. Maybe we'll install it. Let's just check it out. So first, let's just get started here. Let's pop this guy off. Alright guys, so right now here's the VTX and here's the wire. Now it comes with a lot of other wires, and let's just take a look here. So when you plug it in, you have other wires that go down here, and I actually just removed those right now. So as you can see the order right here. It gives you the order that these wires are going to be. 7 to 26 volts, which is very good because we're going to run up to a 6S, so that should be totally fine here. We don't have to add some custom regulator to make sure we don't fry the VTX. Ground is obviously ground. Video is video coming out from the flight controller, which will be that VTX right there. And then we have ground and a 5 volt. So if you also wanted, let's just say, for some reason you wanted to power up your camera from this VTX, you can right there. See, ground and 5 volt, which is super awesome. Smart audio is to control it through the Betaflight OSD, but I could care less about it, and I really don't want to install it. I just don't care. I never use it anyways. I just always put one channel and I'm good to go. Alright, so let's just go ahead and solder this on. It's just a very quick process. I mean, it's getting easier and easier. I remember back then, everything was these connectors, and if you ruined a connector, you're basically screwed, and you don't even know what the hell the name of it, and it was still kind of not really generic and easy to find, and then yeah, it was terrible. It was really terrible. So yeah, but now we're in better days. So let's just trim some of these off real quick. And if you like the scissors I'm using, these are titanium, by the way. I got them with that kit, if you remember. I still use that kit for everything. That thing is insane. Some people are saying, oh, it's too expensive for titanium coated. I don't care. As long as it's not stripping anything of mine. And it has that, that magnet tray. And I'm constantly using it. It's just to take it everywhere with me. I actually leave it in the car just in case if I need to do something. It never fails me. Ever. Alright, so there's our ground. Yellow is going to be VTX here. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, you should be able to. Awesome. And then here is our power, which is battery. So it's going to give us the battery power here. Okay, so that's good. Alright guys, so I kind of finished this, and thought I was making the video, but I was only recording the audio of me preparing it. But oh well, we didn't lose any time this way. This way saves you a little bit extra time. So yeah, we just added the solder to them, and this is the correct orientation. How do I know this? There's a little 1 right there, and then there's a little 2 right there, and there's a 3, and there's a 4. So it would go to your quadcopter like so, if you don't want to mess around with the wires or the resource remapping into Betaflight. So this is how it would go into your quadcopter. This would be the front of your quadcopter, and this would be the back. Alright, so that's all good and done. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and prepare the motors on the frame, and we'll see what's the next step. Alright guys, so I've gone ahead and installed the motors, and as you can see how I've twisted the wires. Now there's some theories out there that this might reduce power and all that, but I really don't think so. Anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to cut these. I'm going to keep them long. So you're going to be like, why'd you leave it so ugly? It's because it's our motor testing quad, and these might go somewhere else. So what I'll end up doing is tightening them, and then the extra over, I'll just fold over with like some tape and just tape it around. So I'm not going for looks right now, but I'm trying to keep it as clean as possible here. So if you tell me, why the hell did you leave like that? Oh my god, you're stupid. You don't know how to build. I know. There's people like that. So I've seen your comments before. Yes, I am stupid. So let's go ahead and start. So what I'm going to do, we're going to do one motor together, and I'll skip the rest because it's all the same process, and you just don't want to hear me blabbering the whole process through. So let's just go ahead and take a look how to do this. So if you're new, I recommend, if you're right-handed, make sure you rest your forearms on the table. This way your hand's steady instead of it being in the air. See, this is my hand in the air. It's not really steady, and you want to try to avoid that. And there we go. Just hold it into place and just add pressure down on it, and it should make that beautiful sound. Let go. Wait a little bit. Don't move. You're good to go. Okay, but most of you probably know that, but some of you don't, and this is the way to do it. And here's another one. Both my forearms are resting on the table. Both hands. That's why I have such steady hands here. And there you go. And now we're left this ugly wire. And I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for it. But like I said, this is a motor testing quad, which these will be removed somewhere else and maybe even sold for cheap. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So let's go ahead and see. I'm going to go ahead and skip the rest, and then we're going to come back and go over the build. Alright guys, so the motors are in place, and as you can tell, I used tape here, and I kept them just exactly the same length because I will be replacing motors on this quad, since this is, hopefully if this stack is good, then it's going to be pretty decent. Now there's something I noticed. The holes are a bit bigger than usual on the stack itself here. Thus, I think they forgot to add some rubber dampeners with my package maybe. Because look, check this out. So where is the front here? So this is the front. See? You see that? So we're going to have to add some little rubber gaskets here ourselves, just to add that dampening effect, since for some reason, I guess mine just didn't come with it. So here we go. So we're just going to grab a couple, and let's just do that together here. There we go. I got these from Hobby King, and I think Banggood has some new ones. I just ordered them just to make sure if they're good or not. But these I really like. I got a bunch of them a while back, and I still have enough here. So I'm very happy and pleased with them. So there we go. So that's going to be our second stack, and this connects directly to this with the ribbon cable, which will just go like that from the ESC to this. And we already have our, as you can tell, our receiver. We have our VTX, and we have our camera in the front. Alright, so let me go ahead and install the little nylon thingies in the camera. The camera's already pretty much ready. We're just going to install it and just start connecting everything and then just taking a look at it. Alright guys, so basically it's complete here. As you can tell, let's take a look here. So here is our VTX wire right there. We just connected it from the flight controller from where we soldered it. We just connected that there. We're good. We're done. And here's our camera. We're about to install that right now. And here's our receiver. I'll fix that up later on when I'm about to take it out. I'm still waiting on the GoPro. It should be here after tomorrow. So this is not going out flying until another couple days, maybe over the weekend. And as you can tell, the motor wires, I've just used tape. I know some of you are going to say, oh, it's ugly, it's stupid. Yeah, but like I said, this is a motor testing quad. I don't want to cut these motor wires. Keep them pretty much brand new. Maybe when we change them, do a little nice giveaway or something of that nature. And yeah, just keep them nice and good. So now let's just go ahead and put the camera in place. And I really love GepRC. Everything fits perfect. However, I think the plastic, as you can tell here, is protruding a little bit more. I might have to cut some of that off, maybe. But usually we just force it in. And by the way, the stock screws that come with your camera, they're not going to reach on 2mm plates. So what I highly recommend you do is what I always do actually, is I purchase 2 M2 screws. I'll leave a link to them down below, and I use those instead. It comes in a bunch of sizes, and it's very good to always have spares with you. Hopefully we didn't install the camera wrong. No, we didn't. Okay, so we're gonna have to plug that in a little bit, and I'll do that off to the side. But let's just take a nice look at it. It's insanely gorgeous. I need to find it some 7-inch props now, and then it'll be just awesome. So we put 5-inch props with a 6S. I have 2 6S's on the way from what is it called? From this brand here. So I'm trying out these new batteries because I kind of wanted to try them out because I saw they were good. So I bought 5 of them. So far they're okay. Haven't put much time into them. I already lost one though, but they're holding up pretty well so far. They're kind of expensive-ish. So as you can tell here, here's the VTX thing, port, and there we go. And we would just install this in like so. And yeah, I think I'm gonna have to trim off some of the side of the camera's plastic. I usually end up having to do that. Or maybe not. It looks like it. No, I do. Look, it's a huge difference. Yeah. So those plastics right there are really pushing that out. You can see those little extras. So what I usually do is I'd get a box cutter and split that, and then I'm good to go. But overall, this thing is just gorgeous. Like really gorgeous. like insanely gorgeous. So yeah, let's do that together now. So this is the M2 screws I was talking about. M2 screws. You see this? They come like this. I get them from Banggood. They come in different sizes, and they have these really tiny ones that are just perfect for these situations. They don't ruin. They just, oh my god, just fits so beautiful in every single camera from Foxeer to Runcam, as you can tell. So these little extra plastic pieces usually I tend to have problems with. I've never really showed it to you guys. Usually I just cut them off of myself. Just what I do is I'll just make sure I get it flat and just slide down. There we go. And same thing here. Just flatten it out. Make sure I get exactly where I want to cut. And then just drop down. And as you can see there. Ta-da! We still left some. We didn't go flush, but there's this little extra protrusion that usually sticks out. So this would go in like this, I think. Yeah. And then these are 1.5 since they're M2s, so they're by 1.5 as you can tell right there. Highly recommend these. I still have these. These are the only things I use every day. I got that new pack, but that new pack is for the field. These tools are just awesome. As you can tell, look at that. It's just nice. Just goes in beautiful. I don't have to fight anything anymore. Just love that. Okay, so don't want to go in too far right now. All right, and let's go ahead and set the other side up. Make sure we got the same orientation. Yes. Now everything should fit in line perfect. However, we have less area of threads to hold the camera now on one side. Why is it always like that? It's always like one side's perfect and one side's always crap on every single goddamn camera I've gotten. Except, believe it or not, the Eosin cheap budget one. They have like some metal lining inside or some super strong, what is it called? Some super strong, crazy plastic in there that just feels like metal. It just feels very nice to put it in. So let's see how this go again. Okay, so this would have to go like this, and this one like this. There we go. Moment of truth. Let's see. Make sure we don't pinch any wires. Is everything right? Yeah. Give me a moment here. Let's see. Let's take a look at this guy. It's difficult. I have the microphone in my face and I have the camera in my face, and I shouldn't complain. There we go. Nice. Perfect. Alright, now it's the moment to the top plate. I would have normally just skipped this, but some people really like to see these little issues that arise and how I go about fixing it. So right now I just want to see how much this is. It's not that bad. See, this is what I hate sometimes. This is all due to the camera because the frame would align perfect, but maybe if they just made it a little bit wider in the front. Please don't tell me something else popped out. It went down the bottom. I'll probably skip most of me fighting this, but yeah, I can't right there. Okay, there we go. It's in. I'm gonna hold it in place, and the thing is, what I just couldn't. You know, I had to put it in front of my face to see where the hole is because it was just so far away from me. It's very difficult. All right, there we go, and let's put in all the screws here. I'll skip over this because this is gonna be pretty damn boring. So yeah, we are complete here, and beautiful stack inside. That is just gorgeous. Came out very nice. Now I was gonna use standoffs below the ESCs, but then it would have been way too high, and as you can tell, I didn't put all the things right there. But that's fine. I didn't want to because I didn't want to pop a capacitor off. So what I use is 2 gaskets under the ESC. Made sure it's not gonna touch this aluminum piece down here, and then I just started building my stack up. But I'm pretty sure they forgot to add my rubber gaskets, or even if they do, because the holes are too big for the flight controller and the ESC from the HGLRC. What is this called? The Titan? I keep forgetting. Yeah, the Titan Plus. So this is going to be pretty interesting. I'm going to wait for the 6S. I'm also waiting for the GoPro where we take it out. I didn't install the capacitor they provided us with just to be able for us to test to see how well it does without a capacitor with some new F40 Pros 1600 kV right here. So this is going to be pretty darn interesting. It's huge. It's so nice. I really love this frame, really. I think it's like one of the new ultimate freestyle frames. I mean, if you're into that long body-ish kind of thing, and it's a true X, and it's pretty rigid for a 7-inch. It does have some flex. Yeah, it has some flex, but it's a lot better than the other 7 inches that I've tried to flex before. So it's totally fine. We're gonna see how well this is gonna do, and I think that's gonna conclude it for this video, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Please consider joining my Patreon. It'll really support the channel, keep the channel going. I do a lot of awesome giveaways. I just sent out the stuff this morning for the last month's giveaway, and in a couple days I'm gonna announce the new giveaways. So yeah, I do like 3 to 4 like micros and motors and ESCs and flight controls and even full-blown quads and stuff. So yeah, your chances of winning are very high. I don't have many Patreons, and you'll get something called the special treatment. There's a little something going on with the website. If you don't know, I already have a website. You can go ahead and check that out. I do some awesome things on there. Soon I'll be adding news and reviews, and it's just going to be pretty cool. So check out the links down below, and the links to the components, all of them will be linked down below. Those are affiliated links. If you could click those would really support the channel as well. And I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Now we're just going to wait and see, because I have 2 7-inch quads now with low KV motors, and we're going to go take them out together and compare them. I have one with the Emax Lite, and I have this one with the T motor. And I also have another one that I'm going to be building in a bit, which will be with the X-Foot Eco motors. They're 2207, I think 1900 kV. So it'll be pretty interesting, pretty fun, and yeah, that's it, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed it and learned something, and I will see you next time. See you guys. Take care.